Good morning children. Hope you are all are doing good. Okay. So this class I am going to continue the same lesson number 4, that is solid, liquid and gas. Okay. So before that I want to give a small recap whatever I have done in the last class. So I have explained about what is the difference between there is a 3 states of matter. Okay, based on the shape, size and the hardness, then how it is flows. Okay. For each and everything I have given a proper differentiate between, okay, among these three. You have to go through the children. Also I have explained about there is a interchangeable between these 3 states of water. Okay, we can solid we can convert as a liquid, so that it is called as a melting, and the liquid we can convert as a gas by boiling and it will get evaporate the water. Okay, from the water evaporation again we can bring the liquid water by condensation method. Okay, so again if the condensation, whatever the water droplet I have collected from the water vapor, that again if I want to boil it I can boil it, or else if I want to freeze that water again it will go for a freezing condition. Okay, so this keeping this it is water, it will go under a 3 states of interchangeable. Okay, so you have to, I have told you that tabular column you have to practice, also the diagram you have to practice children, it is very important. Okay, so next we will move on for physical and chemical changes. So what is mean by physical and chemical changes? Okay, and it will be, before that we want to know how the watercolor, okay, it is a transparent, okay, and also it is having their own volume. Okay, it will be having a volume and not have any shape. Okay, so this water is, it is called as a one of a universal solvent. Okay, we can dissolve many things in the water. Okay, so that I will be explaining at the end of the lesson children. And here, and what is mean by chemical characteristics of water? Water can boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, it can react with any other substance. Okay, we can dissolve salt and sugar in the water. So that is the reason it is called as a water is a one of the universal solvent. Okay, and water also it is very important for all the living things. Without water the living things can't able to survive. Okay, so now I am going to explain about what is mean by physical and chemical changes. Okay, what is mean by physical changes? So before that I want to give an introduction about that. Okay, does lump of a coal, a piece of a glass, a drop of a water always remain the same? Okay, no. Do you notice the changes in the nature? Yes, in nature changes are going in a matter. The matter changes into one kind to another. Okay, the changes mean physical or a chemical. What is mean by physical changes? See, whatever the thing we are seeing, okay, it won't be remaining for same next day. For example, if I am cutting a paper, okay, I am cutting a piece of paper, again I can able to stick it in the same manner. No, then also we can able to see there is a pieces of paper, it is incomplete. So I can't able to bring it into original position. Okay, so likewise the some things it will be there. Okay, we can bring it into a original position also. So here we can able to see what is meant by physical changes. The physical changes is nothing but a substance do not change. The substance, whatever the substance we have, it won't change the character. Okay, also we won't get any new product. Here we can able to see a changes in which nature of a molecules of a substance do not change. It is called as a physical change. Wherever we are keeping the things, it will be in the same place. It won't change in their character. Also it won't give any new product. Also it won't give any new substance. This is called as a physical change. Example, interchangeable of water into ice is an example of physical change. Okay, breaking a piece of chalk, melting wax, stretching of rubber band, also it is example of physical changes. Okay, here they give an example of interchangeable of water. Already I have explained, no, the water can convert into a solid state, also the liquid water can convert into a gaseous form. Okay, so again we can bring back into a normal position. Okay, there is no extra changes we are going to get. We are not going to get any extra product. If you are boiling the water, you are going to get any other new product. No, we are not getting any new product, because water only it is getting boiled and it is forming in a gaseous form. From the gas again we can able to collect the water. We are not going to get any other new things over there. Okay, again for example, if I crushing this chalk piece, okay, it will become a powder. Using the same powder again I can make a new chalk. Okay, using chalk piece powder I can't make any other thing, right? Okay, and next one more example, they are giving melting of wax. Whenever the candle it will burn, right, the wax it will be melting and it will come out. Again once it will become a cool stage, no, then it will become again wax. There is no changes. Okay, the things when it will be involving for certain reaction, no, it won't produce any new things. It will be in the same thing as it is remaining. Okay, for example, I have given water, how it will get interchangeable. Also I have explained about the chalk. When I will crush the chalk, it will become a powder. Again the same powder, I can utilize that powder and I can make again one new chalk. Okay, whenever we are lighting the candle, okay, that wax it will start melting. Once this wax is getting melting, no, once it will cool down, again it will become a wax. Okay, there is no changes, it is not going to give any new product. So those type of change it is called as a physical change. Okay, a substance does not change. Okay, also it won't give any new product. It is called as a physical change. And what is meant by chemical change? Any changes in which the state and composition of a substance change permanently. Okay, it is called as a chemical change. During a chemical change, new substance or substance are formed. Formation of curd from a milk, burning of a coal or a wood, and example of chemical changes. Okay. So here, if you tear a piece of a paper, okay, the sizes of the pieces may be small, okay, but remaining it will be all the paper, the size it won't be the same. It may changes the shape and size, okay, but all it will be remaining as a paper. Okay, so this is a physical change. If you burn a piece of paper, will you get again a paper? You won't get. You will be getting only ash. So that ash also it will come one of the substance. Okay, we'll be getting a only ash. This paper whenever we are burning it will convert into a ash. We cannot get the paper back again. Okay, and so here a new substance is formed over here. The molecule of the ash it is different from those of the paper. I am going to explain detailing what is meant by chemical changes. The composition of substance it is going to change permanently. Okay, the composition of substance whatever it is there, it is going to change their character permanently and it is going to give a new product. Okay, for example, whenever we used to boil the milk, then only we make it as a curd. Okay, once the milk it is converted into a curd. Okay, so that is called as a chemical process. Again the curd I can't able to make it as a milk. Okay, here the changes it is happening permanently. So again I can't able to bring back into a normal position. Okay, but from milk I am getting a curd. So that is a new product. Okay, so this type of changes it is called as a chemical change. Okay, also here they have given whenever we used to burn a coal from a wood. Okay, from a wood whenever we are burning the wood, okay, from that we will be getting a coal. Okay, again that coal they can use for some other purpose, right? So like this we are getting a new product. For that new product it is useful for us. So this change it is called as a chemical change. Also here they have given whenever we are tearing the pages, okay, whenever you are tearing the papers, okay, maybe the size it will be vary, but it is has remained it is a paper. Okay, the same paper if I burn, okay, the same paper if I burn that, I will be getting the ashes. Okay, that ashes again I can't able to convert as a paper, right? Ashes whatever I am getting, that is a one of a new product. Okay, that I can't able to convert as a again paper. The ash it become a one of a new paper. Here the chemical changes, the changes it will happen permanently. We can't able to bring it back into original position. Okay, the changes it will happen permanently. Also it will be giving a new product. Also it will be giving a new substance. It is called as a chemical changes. Here milk to curd and coal to wood and from paper to paper ash. Okay, so like this we can able to see there is an example of chemical changes. Okay, I am going to repeat once again what is meant by physical change. changes and chemical changes. The physical changes, the new substance does not form. Also, the whatever the substance it is present in a certain things, it won't get changed at all. Okay, it will be remaining in the same place. Also, we are not going to get any new product. Okay, the example I have given chalk. I have given example of a chalk, and also I have given of a candle example. Also, I have given example of interchangeable of water from the solid to liquid, liquid to gas, again gas to liquid, liquid to solid. Like this we can able to interchange the states of water. Okay, and the candle also, whenever the wax it is going to melt. Okay, the same whatever it is melted wax, again we can able to use it as a wax. Okay, so there is no changes in the substance, there is no changes in the basic molecules, whatever it is there, it will be the same. Okay, we won't get any new product. It is called as a physical change. And what does mean by chemical change? See, the chemical change, the composition of substance it may change. Composition of substance it will change. Okay, also it will change permanently. Also it is going to give a new product. From the milk we are getting a curd. Okay, also from the paper we are getting a paper ashes. So like this we can able to get a new product, but again we can't able to bring it back into original position because it will change the composition. Also it is going to give a new product. Okay, this type of change it is called as a chemical changes. Okay, and next we'll move on for solutions. The solution is nothing but, for example, we are having one glass of water. Okay, in a glass of water, I am putting some salt and I am mixing it well. Okay, when you will drink the water, you will feel it is salty water. Okay, in the same water, okay, I am instead of salt, I am taking sugar now. I want to dissolve that sugar in the water. Okay, after dissolving the water, if I will taste that water, it will be giving sweet. Okay, so that it will become a sugar water. Okay, so that's how we can able to get a solution. Okay, one or two substance mixed together and it will form a solution. For example, now I will take salt and I will take water. These two substances are added here. These two substances dissolve together and it will be giving a one solution for that. So that is called as a solution. Okay, I will be getting a certain water for a drink. So it is called as a solution. Here you can see, take some water of glass and add some salt. Okay, you can see that salt. No, take a glass of water and teaspoon of sugar. Okay, drink the water. It will be tasty, salty or sweet respectively. If you are mixing with the salt, then the water it will be salty. When you are mixing with the sugar, the water it will be sweet in nature. Okay, so this is called as this process it is called as a solution. Okay, the water is called solvent and sugar and salt it is called as a solute. So here you can able to see the solute. What are the things we are taking to dissolve in the water? Either is a salt or a sugar. So that it will come under a solute. Okay, S-O-L-U-T-E, solute. Okay, and next solvent. The solvent is always it is a water. Okay, water is a solvent. Okay, when I am mixing this salt and water together, I will be getting a solution. Solution is a mixture of a water, because in the water I have added a salt. That's how I can able to get a solution as a salty water. Okay, that is mixed of, it is a mixture of water. The solute is here, salt and sugar are solute. Okay, and the solvent is a water. This solute and solvent mix together and it will give a solution. That solution is nothing but it is a mixture of a solute and solvent. Okay, so that is a solution. So here everyone you can able to see here. Here also they have given that formula, children. Okay, so you have to go through that. Solute plus solvent equal to solution. Okay, next, how the solution of this sugar slash salt form. Okay. When a sugar or a salt is added in the water, the molecules of the solute occupy the space in between the water molecule. Okay. So this how you cannot see that salt or sugar it is mixed with the water because it got dissolved. Okay, it is mixed into a water molecules. Okay, it will occupy some space between water molecules so that we can't able to see because already it is dissolved in the water. So that's how the water attains the property of a solute. Okay, and water is called universal solvent because most substance dissolve in water. Some substance such as sand and mud do not dissolve in water or any other liquid. Such substances are called insoluble substance. They do not dissolve in water because their molecules are too big. It won't fit into the space of the water molecules. Okay. This already have studied in a first sem children. Okay. The few things can able to dissolve in a water. We have studied in impurities, right? In a filtration method we have studied this. Okay, few substances can able to dissolve in a water. So those it is called as a, we have studied about impurities. Okay. Few impurities it will be dissolved in a water. Few impurities it won't dissolve in a water. Okay. So here we are going to see which are the solute can able to dissolve in a water. For example, salt and sugar. If I am dissolving into the water, means what it will do, the water molecule also will call it as a H2O. Okay. So what it will do, it will take the space between this water molecule. Okay. It will take a certain space between this water molecules. That's how we can't able to see the sugar. Once we are mixing the salt into a water, we can't able to see the water again because it will take the space in between the water molecule. Then we can able to feel that the solution is salty in nature. Okay. So if it is an insoluble substance, the rock or mud, whatever it is, the substance it is very little bit huge. Okay. So this water is very small molecules. Okay. If I am taking any stone or mud, whatever it is, it can't take place of in water molecule. It can't take place into a water molecule. So that's how it can't able to dissolve in a water. So those it is called as a insoluble in water. Those material it is called as a insoluble in water. Okay. So now we'll move on for our textbook exercise children. Everyone take out page number 175. First minute is fill in the blanks. The first one, the amount of matter in a substance is dash measured by its weight. I am repeating first one. The amount of matter in substance is dash by its weight. Whenever you want to know certain things weight, no, we have to measure it. Okay. The answer is measured. 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 And second one, the matter is made up of very tiny particle called what are the tiny particles we are calling it? We are calling it as a molecules. Molecules. Next, the three states of water are generally dash. There are three states of water, that is solid, liquid and gas. And fourth one, any changes in which state and composition of a substance change permanently, it is called as a dash change. It is called as a chemical change. Next, fifth one, that is a solute is a substance that dash in water. It will be dissolved in a water. The answer is dissolves. Okay, and next sixth one, that is water is called dash solvent. Water is called as a universal solvent. Okay, right here, universal solvent. You have to use pencil children. I will be checking in interactive session whether you have done or not. Okay, and next we'll move on for a B mean. So that is true or false. The first one, the amount of space taken up by the matter of a substance is known as a volume. Yes, this statement is true. So we have to put T over there. And second one, the matter is made up of very large particle, it is called as a molecules. No, the small particle, it is called as a molecule. So here the statement is false. And third one, that is the molecule in liquids are closely packed in a solid. No, molecules in a liquid, there is a gap between each and every molecule. So this statement is false. Next, fourth one, the molecule in a gas are placed far apart from each other or loosely packed. Yes, the molecules whatever present in a gas, no, here and there it is scattered. Okay, it is packed very loosely. So this statement is true. And fifth one, a change in which the nature of a molecule of a substance does not change, it is called as a physical change. Yes, in physical change we are not able to see the changes in the molecules. Okay, so that it is, the statement is true. Okay, and next main that is question and answers. I am going to send it in a Uno. So this you have to copy children, you have to write in a pencil. I will be checking